Alright, welcome to your first for beginners JavaScript course. So if you are not a beginner, please go to the next video or at least wait for me to make another video. This is going to be absolute beginners, talking about variables, all those very beginner stuff. So first of all, why to learn JavaScript? I am a PHP program. Jesus Christ, this is killing me. So I'm a PHP programmer. However, I think JavaScript has a very good future, because if you learn JavaScript, you can actually do full web programming, back and front end. You can do mobile programming. So this is very hot. And in other hand, if you learn one programming language, trust me, you can do all the programming languages. They're all same. If else statement, everything is exactly the same. You'll be surprised. Anybody that tells you otherwise, trust me, they are just trying to be mysterious. Every language is exactly the same, with a little bit of different syntax, like different names that you can learn, but the whole structure is same. So JavaScript is a scripting language. What that means is that it doesn't need to be compiled. It can just run through you can just write it and it can just run in your browser. So let's do that. First thing we need to do is as simple as having our first code editing program. That is important because it helps you write faster. It is not essential. However, go ahead and download Sublime Text. This is the code editing program. It helps you a lot, trust me. It can autocomplete your writing and stuff. It's very good. So download this one. It's going to take a few minutes. It's very easy to do this. Alright, once you have it, open it. And that's what we get. So let's make our first JavaScript program. Okay. Now let's go to the view and the syntax, and let's make this HTML. So JavaScript goes hand in hand with HTML. For now, but if you learn how to use JavaScript, you can use it in the places without HTML. So let's type HTML and press tab. It automatically makes this form for you. So this is just text. You can actually type it yourself. That doesn't matter, okay? Don't be scared. This is just a text. So if you like, you can just write it yourself. And if I write H1, that stands for a header 1, and I say hello world, and I save it. Let's save this on the desktop. Let's say our JavaScript course 1, and let's save it. Now if I go to my, here it is, and if I double click on it, it comes to the browser. As simple as that. So this is HTML. It is not JavaScript yet. So the difference between HTML and JavaScript is that HTML is whatever text that you see on the screen. HTML is in charge of this text, these colors and stuff. However, HTML is like a dead language. It doesn't have any computational power. You cannot say if somebody click on this, make this hidden. That's the JavaScript part. So now let's start the JavaScript under or on top. Many do on top, I don't know why. So script and press tab. So whatever is inside this is JavaScript. Now if your tab doesn't work and you don't know what to do, you can just type it. As I said, this is just text. You can just say script. You can just follow whatever is written there, right? So we have the same thing. So now let's do indentation to make it look nicer for us. It is not very important. It will run anyways. So these are tags, okay? From here to here inside the belly of this script goes all the JavaScript code. That is all what is essentially about. So inside the belly of a script, we can write our JavaScript code. Now we have few tools that you may heard that programmers call it, let's do debug, let's debug this and let's do debugging. What debugging is sometimes there are problems in a program that you wanna output those values, and you wanna make sure that your program is working correctly. So you need a way to get the value from the program without making the program. So let's try those. There are two ways to do debugs in JavaScript. One is console.log, and the other is alert. Alert has other uses, but however, now let's do Control L and X, delete this. Now, if I do hello guys, and if I rerun this program, and if I do inspect element, let's bring this down. Hello guys is here, right? So actually let's do this side by side. Okay, cool. So as you can see, hello guys again, and I save this, Control S, right? And then refresh, hello guys again is here. As simple as that. Very, very simple, right? So stay with me. Don't be scared if I'm too fast. Please let me know so we can work this out together. I know I've been there before. You feel very lonely the first place, and you feel kind of, you feel this is like, how does it work, and what if there is a error that I cannot fix. Don't worry, everything is fixable. Trust me, it's so easy. So now the other thing is alert. If I alert hello, and if I save, and if I refresh, this is alert. Also, you can use this to alert people, obviously. Now we have this JavaScript code under here, right? Now we have HTML on top, JavaScript on bottom, and we can just write our programs. So HTML has these different tags. Whenever you have opening, you must have a closing. You have opening, you must have a closing. Same goes for everything. Now, HTML is a separate programming. It is extremely easy. I'm not going to talk about it a lot. For example, if I do h2, and if I do hello world, there are different sides, header 1, header 2, and goes on and on and on. Now, let's back to the important part, the hard part. In programming language, in every programming language, we have what they call it a variable. What variable is basically a place to hold our data. Now, for example, let's say we have a user, and our user name is Cooper. Where do you want to keep this data? For temporary, obviously. You cannot keep it in a database for now, but for temporary usage. Now, for example, one example is that user enter his name. Let's say we have a sign up page, right? We want to input your name, input your email and password, and press next. Now, if they enter their name and their name has numbers, that is an issue, right? None of the name have number inside them. So then we have to get this name, put it inside the variable, and check it to make sure there is no number inside it. Otherwise, we tell the user, hey, delete the number, please. So these are the variables. We can insert number inside them. We can insert characters, string, and anything that is in the form of data. So let's try this. Now, in JavaScript, variables are created using var. In other languages, there are something like int and a string. Basically, JavaScript automatically tells the program if it's a number or if it's a character. A string is like a character. A string is a string of characters. So if I say var dot name, sorry, var name is equal to Cooper. Now we have something in the program that call name, and this name can be reused over and over again. So if I do console.log name, and if I refresh, Cooper is here, right? So for example, now I can say, what if I say var last name, let's say crypto, right? So let's call this first name, and let's call this last name. Okay, so in JavaScript also there are ways to attach two texts together. Now if I do last name, right, and then if I do first name, Cooper and crypto. Now if I use, very simply, if I use the plus sign and I put first name plus last name and save and refresh, I get CryptoCoop. If you want to put a space between them, another plus, and then you insert your space between them. Okay, so I hope that is simple. I do not know how much do you know. So if it is not simple, ask me. I will try to explain as best as I can. I hope this is as general as possible, and we can just move on and go up and up from here. So let's do more practices. Now this is almost another variable, right? What if I say here var my space, and these names, they can be anywhere, anything, right, as long as they don't start with a number and stuff. So my space is equal to just one space, and if I insert this in between them, right, we will get the same. Save and refresh, we will get the same result. What is the 01? And you can type here to receive the function. So if I refresh, you get the same result. That's how it works exactly. So try also, I think so let's do this. I will try to tell you how to do this stuff, but these subjects are quite deep, and depending to the person to person, you might know some, you might not know some. I will write in the description of this video, I'm going to write some links that you can study by yourself, and you can actually learn exactly what's going on in deeper and deeper sense. So that was a lesson for today. I think this was quite clear. So we have the HTML page, we insert the JavaScript under it, and we can use the variables. Now let's leave it here, just the variables. There are a few things to keep in mind. When you do programming, there are best practices. For example, let's go back there. So the variable name should not start with number. It is nice to start it with the lowercase and then with uppercase, just like this. There are many things that you can do. So I'm going to add this to the description, some links for you to actually study the different variables and what you can do with those variables. So let's keep this video very short, and this lesson was about variables, and I think the next lesson I'm going to talk about the operations and the symbols. So thank you for watching. I hope it is as clear as possible. Leave your comments and I can actually know how am I doing and how am I coming off as a course instructor. Thank you guys, and let's watch the next video.